Christians in the house. Churches in the house. Hello, everybody. I'm Jeff Davis. I'm your comptroller, Harmontown, from downtown, from the prestigious heroin and get stabbed district of Los Angeles. Harmontown is now in session. Let's bring out our game master extraordinaire, Spencer Crittenden. Hello, Spencer.
What's up?
What it is, man?
I got the couch back.
You got your couch. You're wearing your iconic lumberjacky kind of
Classic wardrobe.
Let's bring out your mayor. His name is Daniel Anastasia Harmon.
Damn. Living in the city isn't easy for a child. Trying to reach the sunlight, even though your spirit's wild.
Living in the city.
Damn. Should be pretty easy to reach sunlight if you're wild. Oh, I didn't know I had a note session with a fellow person singing a song.
Living in the city.
Feels trite. What does that even mean? Feels trite. That's just a thing that high school teachers write on your essays.
Sucking on the titty.
Damn, this feels overwrought. I'm 17. It's a creative writing class. I should be overwrought. I don't know how to take that note.
It sounds like overready. Hello, Dan. How's it going?
Compared to these days, which I imagine, like, you kids, you probably didn't have a school paper. You probably have, like, a school text, school emoji. Where you're like, we're going to send out the school emoji. You fucking robots. I'm not blaming you. I feel bad for you. I didn't make my school paper, but I had one. And we had, like, deadlines.
You didn't work on your school paper? I would assume that you would have been like editor-in-chief of your school paper.
Look, make no mistake, I was top shit in terms of creating the content. That's not true. No, there were better workers, harder workers, and there were people more respected. There were better poets. There were better writers. But I loved working on the school paper. I just wanted glory. I had a serialized Spencer.
Hell yes.
This will wake you up.
Cereal? I'm awake. I'm just behind everyone else.
New way of saying hi. Didn't get that big a laugh.
I'm not feeling good vibes tonight.
It's them not laughing at that made it seem like I was shaming you. Like I'm proud of you being high.
Oh yeah, me too. No, I'm loving it. I'm just not on my game.
Love how high you are.
Yeah, see?
Proud of you, son.
Oh yeah. I was in Boston where I didn't smoke much. Every time I come back from a trip, that's the highest I've ever been. It's the best.
Why were you in Boston?
There's this thing called PAX. I guess there's a bunch of them. There's one closer, apparently. But I went to the one in Boston. You play games.
Oh, were you DMing?
No. I should have. If I had any forethought at all, it would have been insane.
How is a PAX compared to a Gen Con?
I've never been to Gen Con. I want to do that too. But I don't know. It was just weird though. I've never been to anything because it was kind of like Comic-Con just with a convention floor, you know, but then a good third of the space was just like long tables and chairs that were just full of people playing fucking board games and shit. It was crazy. There was so much game playing. I've just never seen, I mean, there's all these cons we've been on, and it's like, check out what's on Fox, and then it's like the Cosplay Brigade, or whatever, but it's like, it's all this thing, you know, it's all just kind of like this weird artifice, or marketing, or whatever, but like, this is just people doing games. It was interesting.
When I was your age,
Ulysses S. Grant was president of the United States.
Blood was invented.
Fair enough. I remember Comic-Con. We would go to Comic-Con and it would be like, because we were working in comic books, And it would be like, oh,
Yeah.
we're here to sign a comic book. And then you'd walk around and be like, God damn, this place has a lot of people selling comic books.
Right.
And then there was like also people who are like, well, guys are walking around buying comic books. Maybe you'd like a sword. And the answer is, that's fair.
Yeah.
There was a
Lots
dude.
of people want swords
there
that
was a
also buy
dude
comic books. It makes sense.
in Inglewood that had a sword in a Scientology church, and he got killed by police because I think he fucked up a couple cops with a sword.
Oh yeah.
In a Scientology church, is that what you call them?
Uh-huh.
And it's like Inglewood's fucked up for a lot of reasons, but if you're gonna fucking have a sword thrown down, I like that it was in a Scientology venue.
Well, when you're
because you're able to just be objective and you don't have to root for either side. You're like, oh, I hope the police learned their lesson and along with Xenu.
I will stab your thetans. I don't know how it works.
You just heard the word sword, and I mean, I'm already 3 tangents deep, but I can't have you doing that.
What?
you're sober,
I guess I
I'm
can. It's
high.
fine. There's no guess. This is it. This is the show.
I brought it up. What
no,
did
it's okay. It's all right.
It was a very spurious connection, I think.
I was like, based on something Spencer was saying about this convention where it's like, oh, it's just gaming, it's people playing games. And I was like, I remember from the old days, the early 90s, like 93, 95, like I remember being at Comic-Con and like selling and buying comic books out of big boxes, and everyone's just like, it's just Comic-Con. And yeah, there was a ton of shit that wasn't comics. I'm not gonna like be an old timer that like pretends and like there's nothing but comic books. I was like, no, it's a bunch of swords. And like, but I remember like when it was like that central area of the exhibit floor, like the day that it was like the PlayStation 1. Like kind of like oh what the fuck is going on in the middle of this fucking why the hell are we having to walk around this? It was like, well, some video game decided that because technically we're all nerds that maybe we'd be interested in Papa the Rappa like coming out on fucking Xbox or something. And it was like it just started, and there was like along with that it was like every once in a while like what was that, Bruce Willis? What the fuck's going on? Yeah, hey, and then with that comes like the hey, stop sitting on the floor, fatty. Well, I got a bunch of comic books. Yeah, bet you do. You know who's got more comic books than you? Bruce Willis. You fucking sit on the floor in front of him, I'm gonna fucking mace your ass. No, that conversation never happened.
Yeah. No, the guys are bad. Those staff guys at Comic-Con are bad. At PAX, they were like volunteers, and they were actually really good at their jobs. They were like very like contextual with their enforcements.
But just so that both sides are represented,
Uh-oh.
I'm a big both sidist.
Uh-oh.
When we were at WonderCon, that was a real, like, all of the security there was volunteer, which is why a guy came up to talk about Deadpool and his friend came up to punch him in the face. And then we were paid in an envelope of cash and whisked back to the hotel.
Those were bad
And I will
volunteers.
never go back to Florida again.
I know, that
If I
really
wanna know about
shattered
Florida,
everybody.
I will watch Flocka videos.
That was a show that I was.
You
not,
on that Flocka? Wow.
I was not at that show. I wonder how that would have gone down if I had interfered in that interference loop.
I bet you would have caught his punch.
No, I wouldn't, because I'm not a martial artist.
No, you would have.
I just think I would have made the person feel bad before they started throwing punches at people.
The guy did not take a survey. It
was all very it all happened very
fast.
fast.
Walked up and punched his friend in the face.
The thing is, it looked like he was going to grab a mic until the very last second, which is a semi-precedent phenomenon, unfortunately.
And he punched his friend.
His alleged friend.
Well, we found out later that they were friends.
Was that a setup? Or did they know?
It
was
may
sort of
have been.
like, what's the difference when you're 22? Everything's a joke. Nothing's a joke. Like everything's. You're Tyler Durden. You're Robert Edwards or whatever the Hulk's name is. You're
Bruce
It's
Banner.
not Robert Edwards.
Ed Norton. You're Robert Evans. Your kid's in the picture. Your kid's out of the picture. The kid's the Hulk. It doesn't matter to them. They're 22. What's the difference between life and death? You're 22. Here was what I did when I was 22. I spent 5 years doing nothing but smoking weed out of a bong I made out of a syrup bottle.
Hell yeah.
It was fucking melted plastic I was smoking. Like, I wasn't even smoking weed. I tested that theory. I was like, well, maybe it's just a placebo. Yeah, or you've been huffing fucking burnt plastic for 5 years. Like Sheryl Crow thinks she got cancer from the water bottles in the backseat of her car. Like, it's a real thing. Like, the idea of just water soaking in plastic, let alone heated. This is why I can't remember Ed Norton's name.
It's not Ed Norton. That's from Honeymooners.
It's Robert Evans.
Bixby.
Ed Norton is the Hulk of the Fight Club.
It's Bixby. Bixby is the Hulk guy.
Well,
come on.
Yes, Bill Bixby played the Hulk.
Bill Bixby played.
Yeah.
The name of the character.
Ed Norton.
It's not Ed Norton.
That's the actor of the new Hulk.
The actor.
Jeff.
He played the Hulk in one of the 9 Hulk movies. The
Yeah,
Ang
David
Lee one,
Banner.
where the Hulk appears on page 71.
No.
Wait, what? Wait, say what? Oh wait, no. Ed Norton made like the punk rock response. He was like, yeah, no, come on, I'm not making that fucking shit. The Hulk speaks to me. It's about fucking trying to manage your fucking anger. I'm not mocking him. It sounds a lot like I am.
It was good. No. Mark Ruffalo, right?
Mark Ruffalo.
He bees the Hulk.
No. Who was in the Ang Lee one? Eric Bana. Ang Lee, Eric Bana. Joss Whedon cracked the code. Like, don't make Hulk movies. Joss Whedon said, he's like, you can't make a Hulk movie. The Hulk is a Marvel character that hates the one thing the audience loves. Like, you can't. The Thor isn't like that. He's like, get that fucking hammer away from me. Unfortunately, the Hulk is just like the closest thing you're going to get to a DC character in the Marvel universe. He's just like a dude who can do anything but doesn't want to.
Who is the actor that played the 70s or 80s Hulk? Bill Bixby.
Bill Bixby, yeah.
Well, no, Lou Ferrigno was the Hulk, but
Right.
Bill Bixby
yeah.
was the non-Hulky version of that
fantastic.
character.
I really wish Bill Bixby. Well, I mean, if he was, Bill Bixby's fucking great.
But
Watch
that guy,
My Favorite Martian, young Bill Bixby.
He'd
What a
Hulk
great-
out and his pants would fly off. And then all of a sudden he had a rope belt.
Yeah.
Where did that rope come from?
He
had an endless supply of rope, but not.
It came from a satisfied audience in the Academy of Television Sciences because that show won an Emmy for Best Dramatic Series on Television. The Hulk, where they would regularly, if they had to show a close-up of the Hulk's foot mashing a gas pedal, as it sometimes did, because sometimes the Hulk did need to angrily drive a car. And they would show a close-up of his foot, and it would be Lou Ferrigno's foot with a little green pantyhose on it, like a little, like a spandex.
But also, the pants were torn in a way that, like, a pirate's pants are torn. They weren't torn in regular, like, my leg got 3 times bigger. They were torn in a weird
But
art
it was
department
amazing. Like,
kind
they
of
would show.
way.
I was watching a Hulk rerun, and they showed like the Hulk went "Rah!" and like jammed his foot, and you could tell it's like, okay, so what are we going to cut to in the edit bay? And the answer is usually like a second unit. Like, if you can bank this stuff. Like, they're like, well, yeah, we sent out the crew and we shot like one of the stunt guys or whatever. Like, we shot their foot going through the thing, and it was like the guys, like whoever it is, they're wearing like. They're wearing a thing that would make sense for them to wear instead of spray painting their feet green if they're doing like shots of them like leaping over fences or whatever, which is like they're wearing like a green sock on their foot. And it's not like, I mean, in this world of CG, you don't even understand what I'm really saying. Like it's just like green tights like on your foot, like, so there's no toes. And they do like a close up of, and it's like, and then some editor was like, yeah, I'll use it. And the executive producer was like, what are you doing? A sock commercial? And he's like, no, this is your show about the Hulk. And the EP was like, okay, well, what do we do after this? It goes into the Smithsonian? No, it goes on television for an hour. And like, oh, are you sure people aren't gonna, dude, what do you think, people are gonna record it? People aren't gonna watch it over and over again. 75% of the human beings that love your show and gave you an Emmy are never gonna see that foot. They're gonna be making a sandwich. They're going to be yelling at their daughter for joining a cult.
The NRA.
And like none of them knew. The VCR hadn't been invented. So like back then,
but
you would
also
just be like, well, it's just going out on the airwaves. It's just like, which means it's like going like, it's like pissing it out of your dick.
But also watching old TV on high def television, like great digital TV, changes everything.
When it's remastered, like if they would shoot Knight Rider on film, and then it got broadcast. You know, some of these old shows, like they shoot it on film, and then if they kept the shit or whatever, it's like they'll do like Knight Rider on Blu-ray, you can like watch the thing and you're like, now you're seeing shit that not only, but I'm just saying even before high def, where you're like, oh, they didn't know Wonder Woman's like wig would look like, they didn't know we could see that makeup because they didn't have high def. But I'm saying even like they also didn't understand the high def that is we would all have all media permanently stored forever.
Forever, yeah.
They didn't
it wasn't momentary.
They were just like, well, what we do is we like throw these candies at a parade. And I'm not impugning them at all. They took great pride in it, but they thought that their job was like they've spent more time going like, when you throw candy, don't hit a kid in the eye. Don't let them choke. Like don't throw it to a kid who looks like his epiglottis might be malformed. Like they were focused more on different shit because it was of the moment. And now we live in this world where it's like every candy is like beamed into their brain by Venmo and they have it forever. So keep in mind that 5 years from now you might be committing a felony.
Do you remember when the Harlem Globetrotters made it to Gilligan's Island?
Yeah, they finally made it.
But also, they got off the island, like in the same
Everybody
episode.
does.
And, how come the cast can't be smarter than the Harlem Globetrotters and make a boat?
These are old questions, Jeff. Everybody wonders that.
Let's do a segment called Old TV Questions.
Oh, yeah.
Who's got an old TV question for
Me. Don't ask them.
Dan.
I have 800,000 questions about Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
Chris McKenna and I are obsessed, like without having even really rewatched the show. Chris McKenna and I from Community are constantly talking about like doing our Fantasy Island reboot where you focus more on the people that work at Fantasy Island, because it's like, what the fuck? For those of you who don't know, you probably have heard the logline. You're probably as familiar with it as I am, even though I grew up like with it actually on the air. But you probably, because it's such a simple concept, it's Mr. Rourke, Ricardo Montalban, and his diminutive magical friend, Hervé Villachez, playing a guy named Tattoo. They both wear white suits and they work on this island.
And a plane comes down.
A seaplane lands with 3 people or couples. And as they get off the plane, the Tattoo goes, "Who's that, boss? What about them?" "Ah, Tattoo, that is famous author J.K. Rowling." Sometimes it would be ripped from the headlines in that like subtle 70s way. Like, that's a famous author, R.K. Fowling, so, oh, I get it. The archetype of the famous author. And it's like she's sold over 300,000 books. That's half the population of the earth. That's correct, Tattoo. But she's never experienced the gas shortage. I'm just trying to say it's like a 70s show. I don't know.
Dan Harmon answers his own TV question.
But like a massive bulk of the people that came to Fantasy Island, a huge percentage of the people that came to Fantasy Island were getting, they all paid ostensibly, I would say, an exorbitant price. Otherwise, why isn't there a ship full of people?
Right.
It's always a seaplane, and people are getting off, and they look rich, and they're like always best-selling authors. And so they paid a hefty sum, and then like a lot of them were like came there going, I want to be famous, or I want to be a rock star, or I want to be rich, I want to be respected. And like a bunch of them, if not all of them, like it was like, oh, okay, I guess that's kind of fucked up that you made me get chased by a dinosaur. But now that I think of it, I just needed confidence. Bye. Thank you. Fantasy fulfilled, just not the one I paid for, the one I needed. Can I have my money back?
My memory is that they were always like, they accidentally found out they needed to fall in love with Orson Welles or somebody. Like they had to.
Yeah. I mean, all I remember as a kid is it was always like the only theme I remember concept was just sort of like, but I'm unhappy now. Yes, but that's the point. Oh, thank you. I could have sworn I could have gone to McDonald's with 1,000 times less money than I gave you and gotten more opportunity to inspect myself.
But would you have hung out with Stephanie? What's her name?
Zimbalist.
The cast of that show is always great.
But that's that's the only other thing about Fantasy Island is like the fascinating thing is that even though there's 3 couples
Powers.
that show up at the beginning of the episode, there's always these establishing shots of like, oh, and then Fantasy Island business is going on, and there's like you see like people, there's like waiters bringing coconut drinks to like people that are sitting by the side of the pool, and none of those people came in on a seaplane. Like,
I think they all did. I think they're all on a fantasy island.
You think every time? I mean, that's the question. Is like, is it just a rotation of seaplanes?
The camera focuses on Stephanie
Right.
Powers and like Robert something.
I was assuming more that like you could also come to Fantasy Island on a huge shitty ferry from New Jersey or something, and like pay $80 a weekend to like sit near rich people who were being taught that they shouldn't need shit as much. Like you're just like, give me another drink. Stop yelling. Hey, whoa, listen, Mr. Rourke ain't gonna teach you to fucking quit lipping off, because we didn't pay for the platinum package. So just fucking do what I say and give me a napkin. I can't wait till we're rich enough to come to this island and Tattoo says, who's that? And Mr. Rourke says it's a guy who wishes his wife would shut up so that you get chased by a dinosaur. Yeah, well, I'm looking around and I ain't seeing no dinosaurs. So shut your lip, Rebecca. Oh, it's a living.
I was just in Atlantic City, and you did a perfect impression of everybody.
Every conversation.
You just walk down the street and you see, oh, this looks like a lovely couple, and I was like, oh, who's gonna fuck me tonight? You fucking jamook, you fucking piece of shit.
Stugotz.
And that's the guy talking to the girl, and the girl goes, oh, who the fuck are you? You fucking, and then they go, oh, Jeff Davis, we love your show. We're coming tonight. I'm like, oh, that's terrific. and they come up on stage. The audience was drunker than the cast, which we find highly disrespectful. Holy fuck, Jersey audiences. My hat is off to you because, wow. The women smoke and talk like stevedores. It's amazing.
I mean, that's hot, because. But that might be part of the Marissa Tomei, My Cousin Vinny trope of like I don't know, but I like a dirty girl.
I told you the story. Have I told the story about?
I don't like Princess Leia. I don't want to soil Princess Leia. I know I did my little disgusting
all want to
misogynistic
soil
rant about Amy
Princess
Grant, but that was my old 15-year-old self. I was like, ooh, I want to. I have grown into a man that wants to be soiled. And I have found a partner that I always feel dirtier after I have sex with Cody. And that's why I am proud to give her my fucking.
I'm never gonna get an erection again after that. I have told the story about what the girl said that was trying to come onto Ryan in Morristown, New Jersey, right? I've told the story before, haven't I?
I don't know.
Audience, haven't?
Go for it. Just let her rip.
All right, so we did a show in Morristown, New Jersey. It's very nice. And it's like the Mayo something. It's a fancy theater, and across the street is a nice pub. We meet some waitresses.
The Mayo Theater sounds incredible.
Yeah,
it's one of those
the
fancy
Mayo
places, like the
Theater.
Mayo Theater.
No, like the Mayo Center. Like it's right. Like an aristocratic kind of healthy occupational thing.
A healthy
Oscar
male.
Mayer Auditorium.
Yes.
It was Miracle Whip.
And we are at this pub across the street, and Ryan and I and Greg Proops and I think Chip Eston, we meet a gang of waitresses, and they all say, hey, you guys got to come to this bar after we're done.
You gotta come to this fucking bar.
No. They're currently working. They're wearing their working togs.
So they can't cuss.
They can't cuss. They're being very demure.
No, I think that's how people in Jersey dress.
Huh?
Go ahead. Tell your story.
These are women that are wearing a bow tie and an apron and a thing at a club. We go to a club, and it is... I will never forget that when we walked in, Ice Ice Baby was playing, and people were line dancing to it. They were doing the electric slide to Ice Ice Baby. Are like, oh shit, it's fucking 1991 right now. It's great. And there was a giant transgender woman, I'll say, who looked like Mean Joe Green, wearing a blue cocktail dress. Who like immediately fell in love with Ryan Stiles because he knew who he was.
You're selling this place. I mean,
I
this is
don't know.
yeah.
If you go to Morristown, find this fucking place because it's great. Like it's just drywall. There's nothing. It's just a fucking nightmare. And
we want to hide right now. Are we safe?
Ryan Stiles is 6'6", I think. This guy is a head taller than him.
The cocktail fella?
He's just a person that's at the bar.
Oh, okay, different fella.
And Ryan introduced me to him or her and said, "Hey, Jeff, have you met the little lady?" Have you met the little lady? He died laughing. We all had a good time, and then we all went to another bar, and then 3 girls followed us. One girl who was also like flat-footed, my height. I'm 6'4". She, in the middle of the street, just started making out with me.
He's 6'2".
This was unheralded.
He's 6'4" on his toes.
And I go, hey, whoa. And the other girl comes up to me that was coming on to Ryan, who was like the best looking of the trio. And she goes, Jeff, I want to make out with Ryan tonight. I go, you just told me that guy right behind us is your fiance. You know that Ryan is married. And she goes, oh, you got to be single to fuck one of you guys.
All right, you found my. I don't want to go there anymore. I don't like.
New Jersey's fucking insane. It's a crazy place made of crazy people.
When I got to Boston, like within like 2 hours of being there, I got to my hotel and then I left my hotel to get dinner. And just walking to a restaurant, I heard 2 separate people just like call other people the F word for a gay slur. And I was like, wow, this is Boston, okay.
Like the 2-syllable version?
Yeah. I was like, wow, it was great. I mean, not great, you know. It was Boston as fuck.
Boston.
Simpler times.
I was in
Thursday.
I was in Las Vegas yesterday. I was in Las Vegas.
Did someone say Thursday?
That's what happened.
Oh, you said that?
Yeah.
Simpler times Thursday. Yeah, in Boston. Yeah.
I was walking behind 2 cats at a place in Vegas yesterday, and a guy goes, "I'm pretty sure." Philadelphia accent. I can't do a great Philadelphia accent, but I'm guaranteed.
Which borough?
Huh?
You heard me. Which side of the 105?
It's by the fucking thing. What the fuck do you want to talk about?
No, so that sounds like.
Who am I? The fucking guy?
Like a west list.
It's by Primanis, and you gotta get it off the turnpike.
It's by Primanis.
But a guy in front of me wearing a tank top on a Saturday afternoon, as you do in Vegas, if you are determined to never get late. Sandals and tank tops, and the one guy in a tank top with a backwards baseball cap says to the other guy in a tank top, with a forward baseball cap, he goes, you fucking motherfucker. He's like, I was up 12 grand. I'm down 12 grand now, you fucking motherfucker. I'm fucking down 12 grand. And the guy's like, but you should have fucking walked away. And it's like there's children walking by them. Like that's the beauty of Vegas, is that nobody has any fucking heraldry and fucking bull.
Yeah. Well, that's how those guys learned. I mean,
but also I like the fact that guy had 12 grand to throw around.
It's not like if you keep those kids out of that place, they all turn into neurophysicists. Like, they basically like end up 85% of them back there going, hey, oh, wait. I hate all of you.
If you're down 12 grand and you're wearing a tank top, that's your fault.
Yeah, because it's a choice you make. I'm adding the added cynicism that, like, you can't save those kids. Most of them turn out to be fucking idiots. You could raise them in under a rocket at NASA. I guess that's dangerous. I don't know, where's the smartest place you could raise a kid? Like, where's a kid like surrounded
underneath a giant rocket?
Yeah. I already said that's not a good place, dummy. You fucking Stugats. Anyways, what I was gonna say to you.
Thank you.
Was that God damn it! Now I lost it again.
Oh no!
It was wait, shit. Fuck.
We're almost there.
God damn it!
It's coming around.
You're gonna get it.
About Boston.
You're gonna get it.
It wasn't Boston.
No. Way back.
Ooh.
Way back.
Memory.
Maybe a beat will bring it
Right.
around for you.
Talk it.
Try to think about the thoughts in your head. Try to visualize a warehouse instead, like the Dreamcatcher movie when they went through the halls, so that you could understand it all about the concept of memory. Oh, did you guys see
Memory
Dreamcatcher? All right, stop. I just got bummed out. There's a character in the movie Dreamcatcher, Stephen King's Dreamcatcher, where they're like, oh man, it's a 9-hour miniseries event. Like they couldn't figure out what to remove from this tome. Let's just adapt it. People need to see it. It's words coming out of a typewriter. Like, what do? We gotta commit it to film. If the book says they did this, they got to do that. If the book says if the book was 300 pages, then the script's going to be 900 pages. If that means that the thing's going to be 10 hours long, then we can't put it in a theater. No theater will fit. Release it on television. There, I said it. Okay, so Dreamcatcher, yeah, is like a 900-page script for a 10-hour event about a group of grown-ups who, get this, in their childhood used to experience magical things that were scary, that taught them that they were special in amorphous ways. So then in adulthood, they get together and the find your backspace key. There, I said it. I got drunk enough.
What would your
I wouldn't do anything. You know why? Because I have enough integrity that I don't ever write anything.
what if Stephen
My
King
fingers tremble with the responsibility above the keys because I'm no hack. I would never finish Monster House. I would have spent another 20 years. You would never know how that house would stop being a monster. I never would have told you how it started.
Why did the house become a monster?
The lady at a circus didn't get loved enough. They finished that for me. As far as I understood it, the point of the movie was supposed to be, don't ask those questions. Like, it was supposed to, they go to the library and they pull out a book and it's supposed to be like Schraub pitched it and I was like, that's great. Let's just do it this way. Like, they go to the library, they pull out a book and there's a page and it's like Abe Lincoln's fighting a monster log cabin with a coal shovel. Right. And they're like, this has been happening since the beginning of time. Like, there's a word for this kind of demon. It's like a property demon. If you die coveting your property a certain amount, and there's like a monster pyramid biting an Egyptian, and it's like if you're
make Monster Pyramid. That's your movie.
Maybe we would have if they had let me finish that beautiful script. I would be about on my third draft by now, but they dragged it out of me.
Monster Pyramid. I want to fucking see that immediately.
That could be good.
But you're not supposed to then go find out that on top of that there's another reason why the house is a monster and it's not what you thought. It's because of body shaming. I'm fine with that too, but it's like I would have removed the Time Life book and I would have I would have not written it. Is my point. Here I am, 46 years old. Like, what am I trying to convince you kids of? The mythology of the auteur, it's garbage. Like, what am I? I'm a piece of shit. I'm a terrible, I'm a scarecrow, a living scarecrow. I should be a cautionary tale to you. Don't let the crows of your ambition land in my corn. You should see me crucified by my own self-imposed paralysis. That was a lot of redundancy, and I would have refined that, but I don't have a backspace key in the podcast. It's like I wouldn't have written this scene.
Hit the backspace.
Okay, let's move on to something else. So it was the fucking
yeah.
God
Thank
damn it.
you.
I was talking about, what did I talk about when I first came out? Board games.
No, that was me. What did you talk about?
But go back.
Right.
What did you say? Fords? School papers. Yes.
Yes. Thanks.
Good job, guys. Thank you.
We did it. We worked as a team. Teamwork Teamwork
podcast
makes
is gonna
the
be
dream
all
work.
right. I just wanted to let you know that on my school paper, I tried to write a serialized medieval fantasy piece.
Yeah, that's
It
awesome.
was going to be this epic thing. It was called like The Legend of Falstaff or something.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I think I wrote like 2 installments and just like walked away from it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is so long and rambling. I don't want to do this anymore.
My friend used to just do like fraudulent articles in his school newspaper, and it would just be all like, there's a new Coke in the Pepsi machine because Russia's trying to initiate a new Red Scare or something like that.
Yeah. He's ahead of his time.
Yeah.
And that guy's name, Reince Priebus. Thank you. I got one big laugh from a dude.
It's a funny name.
That guy loves the
That guy
previous.
liked it. You laughed. You laughed harder than I hoped anybody would.
I was kind of
love
laughing.
it.
I don't know how you pronounce Priebus's first name.
I think it's
Reince?
Rance.
Reince.
Rance.
I was
Rance.
Reince.
I liked that
say
you were kind of like
Rance.
that was like after 9/11 when my grandma was like, what's up with that Bin Laden? Like, you haven't heard Bin Laden's name said by anyone? Like that beep,
Yeah, but-
that like
but
old
you-
person like impulse to like, I'm not gonna fucking say the vowels of their name, right? The fuck have they done for me?
But-
Bin Laden.
Dan, you still say bagel instead of
Yeah,
bagel.
that's not because I
damn.
fucking wish bagels would burn in hell because they fucking engineered.
But you've heard the word bagel
an
more
eagle
than
to
you've
cry
said
a
it.
tear.
You certainly must have heard the word bagel more than you've pronounced
My
the word
fucking
bagel.
grandma just learned the word the same time everyone else did. She's watching the towers go down. She sees Bin Laden. Wolf Blitzer says Bin Laden. What the? You telling me my fucking grandma doesn't have the option? She's dead now. Are you happy?
I am.
How is that comparable?
I'm talking about you not saying bagel.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy that you're drawing that parallel. It's crazy. It's crazy.
You can't say bagel.
I try not to. I don't know what you people are talking about. Bagel. It's spelled like a fucking bag. I sometimes, at this point in my life, I've tried to own it. I've tried to celebrate it. I've tried to fucking fix it. You people are ridiculous. I like every
You
once in a
people
while.
are ridiculous.
I'll apparently every once in a while. By the way, apparently I'll accidentally say bagel. Is that a bagel? Like you have to like act like you're gonna eat one. Like bagel. Like apparently I'll accidentally do that sometimes because when I do, that's when the shit really flies. It's
Oh,
like the time
damn.
I combed my hair in 7th grade. Never again. Whoa, dude, whoa. You combed your hair. Yeah, like on accident. Because believe me, I'm not taking fucking notes from you, you fucking immaculate piece of shit. You horrible precursor to 30 years of suffering that will culminate in it being unfashionable for me to be a victim. You ever thought about how it feels? For my career to culminate right when old white men aren't fun anymore? Why don't you think about me for a second?
It's high time the white men had a platform.
Yeah. Well, it's a high time we kept it. I guess is what I just got here. I just got on that platform. I clambered up it. I felt like a woman. I had to work so hard getting up. I don't even know what it's like to be one, but it can't be any different. I'm going to explain it all. What do you mean you don't want to hear from me? Where are you going? Come back. All right, I'll just buy this house over here. Did you make a sketch where you fucked a baby? No, it wasn't a real baby.
But you never heard the word bagel?
God damn it! I only ever saw it in print.
You-
I didn't grow up in a fucking fancy house like yours. Ham and rolls. I know how to pronounce ham and rolls. You fucking debutante.
Are you saying that you were so deep into Wisconsin that there was no bagel shops
We
around?
had bagels, but they were fucking... It's not a regional thing, okay? I grew up fucking poor. And I was
No,
like,
you fucking didn't.
yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
Prove I didn't.
Oh, shit. Show us the tax returns.
I grew up so poor.
Wait, I mean,
How poor were you?
did you
my
grow up?
Tonka trucks were tonsil trucks. They were removed tonsils from privileged kids who could have their tonsils removed. My tonsils rotted in the back of my throat. And I had to swallow them and donate my shit to the coal company that my dad worked for.
Also, I heard you're pretty poor. How poor was
did
he?
you grow up?
I just told you,
No,
and like a really reliable
No, do
metric.
another one.
Top 5. How poor was Dan Harmon growing up?
When I got
What'd you do with paper plates? Probably something funny.
well, you can't.
Dan was so poor, his uncle died and came back as a hillbilly, and the doctor called it a case of reincarnation.
That's so fucking poor.
That's how poor Dan's family was.
Reincarnation.
Wow. That your family's so poor that they taught you how to stretch a premise connection like that thin.
A bartender told me that joke in Sacramento 4 days ago, and I think
no.
Here's how poor you are. Two guys walked into a bar.
right.
My
It was
Lincoln
a
logs
Bar
were real
Nation.
logs there. That's the one I had in the chamber. All right. Now listen, no, we got a lot
Do
of
you know
stuff
the
to talk
difference
about.
between what Dale Earnhardt and Pink Floyd have in common? Both of their last hits was The Wall.
Oh, such crass. That's wildling humor.
No heraldry.
That's how wildlings
There's no
joke.
heraldry anymore.
That's a fucking good joke.
No heraldry.
It's like maybe if the Lannisters bullied you for your whole life and like you were thrown to the wolves and then you were raised by White Walkers, but you fight them enough for them to respect you, and then you were like a redhead like whittling in a cave. Like maybe I'd let you laugh at that. If you were like that one, yeah. Like
I'm House Lannister.
Egret,
and,
what was her name?
I'm Team Cersei.
Team Cersei. What about those sleeves, honey? I don't know whether to wear this or what is it, a slanket? All right. It doesn't. I appreciate you guys being here. It's
It's good.
Dan, do you know why Joseph Stalin only wrote in lowercase letters?
wait. What? I hated capitalism.
Yes, of course.
Yay.
Do you know why ducks? Do you know why ducks have tail feathers?
Because they
protect
hate
their-
capitalism.
Because they hate capitalism.
Why?
It's to protect their butt quacks.
Oh.
Butt quacks.
Yes, they have butt quacks because they're ducks, Dan. Have a little.
Wait, they also have regular assholes. Why do they?
Have a little glee in your life, like learn how to be a child again.
Have a
like
little
Yeah, but that's
Glee.
not. That's just willful absurdity. That's not childhood innocence. Butt quacks. Like they also have butt cracks.
Huh?
They have tail feathers.
No, but they don't have butt cracks. They have butt quacks
Well,
because they're
no.
ducks.
Well, then say what do ducks go to the proctologist to have inspected?
They're butt quacks.
Answer, or let me answer.
Okay.
Ask me.
Okay. Yes. What?
The butt quacks.
What's the difference between what I did and what you did?
Mine's more efficient, and
Mine is nature is saying that God gave them tail feathers to protect their butt quacks, so that they don't have to go to seek medical attention.
Jeff, why do you comb your butt?
I don't.
Then why do you have a part in the middle?
Do you know why the toilet paper could not cross the road?
It T-peens.
No, it got stuck in a crack.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, that works. By the way, for the record, I approve of that kind of wordplay. I don't laugh at it. But I'm like, okay, that scans. I'm fine. The butt quack thing, I'm not going to, whatever.
You know, Dan, a friend of mine just got a job as a security guard. And his job was, his boss told him, you got to watch The Office. And he's on season 3 right now. He loves it. He
That's funny.
fucking loves it.
That's funny.
He hates it, but he loves it.
Can
He's
you
just
make
mad
him
it wasn't
Polish or blonde?
He's mad
though?
it
'Cause I
wasn't
don't get it.
Community. He's mad it wasn't Community.
I don't think so.
All right, so not that we. I mean, this steam train's steaming, but like, I was gonna.
I dropped a suit off at the dry cleaners the other night.
Oh.
Okay. Well, let's just make this a segment so I can sit down for it. I feel like
Press the button.
Have I told this one?
Well, I tried.
Jeff's joke corner.
It's the last one.
Jeff's joke
Jeff's
corner.
joke corner.
Jeff's
Jeff's
joke
got
This
a
is-
million of them.
This is not a joke.
we've
This
got
is an
none.
actual
jokes.
slice of life, daily Jeff Davis kind of information.
I got one of those too.
There's a white nationalist in the Oval Office. I could use a joke.
Jeff's joke.
All right, Spencer, you got one?
What did the
No, no,
hot
you go
dog
first.
say to the
No,
sausage?
you go first.
No,
Spencer.
no, yours is going to be better.
Well, that's why I want you to go first.
Oh no. Okay, so I was driving down the road. What was it? The 5 North towards Sun Valley, right? And I see an ambulance, and it's going buck wild, and the back opens up, and this ice chest flies out. And so
What?
I
Wait,
pull
this
over.
really happened? Oh,
yeah.
no, yours is
And
a-
so I pull over,
Okay.
and I get it, and there's a human toe inside.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
I called the tow truck.
Yes.
Yeah. Jeff's joke corner.
Jeff's joke corner.
Jeff's joke.
Okay, I don't know how to. I'm familiar with a set of circumstances also related to the medical community that surround a set of
Yeah,
circumstances.
buckle up, everybody.
It's but I don't know the wording right because it seems to me that the only way to tell the joke is to repeat the same word in the setup as in the punchline. That's the part I can't figure out.
Right. That's what's
I'm
tricky.
gonna construct it in a way that doesn't require that though.
yeah,
Just-
that's the hard part.
Just shoot from the hip.
No. I'm gonna
Spray and pray, baby.
There's a guy went into the doctor, and this just happened, and the doctor said, "Hello, how can I help you?" And the guy was like, "Well, I don't know. How do I start? Like, should you shrink me down?" And the doctor's like, "What? Well, this is not a conversation I ever have in here. Like, we don't have that kind of technology." And the guy's like, what do you have, like a large bottle that I fit in? And the doctor's like, "Whoa, sir, please. We could go on like this forever, but like, just explain to me what's going on." He's like, I saw the sign outside your building. It said vitamin B1.
Yeah. Jeff's joke corner. Jeff's joke corner.
I hear I'm going to listen to a playback of the sound you guys just finished making. Because there was a lot of victory in it. Like I kind of thought it was like a rolling thunder.
It was good.
Like you
It
guys
was
were like
good.
kind of like just uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
But part of it was that I like invited you into a kind of a magical world.
They were ready.
Like it wasn't like, oh, you sucked at telling the joke, or that guy's dumb for wanting to be a vitamin.
They were
I do have a lot of questions about him too. That's what you were like, oh,
Right.
fuck. What kind of world is this? This guy wants to be a vitamin
yeah,
that bad just because a sign told him?
He wanted to be a vitamin.
Like, what if he passed a sign that was like, I mean, who knows what that guy could have read that day? He's gotten to the point in his head where he's interpreting letters as verbs. Like it says
Right.
B1, and he's like, I got it.
Yeah. He's,
I get it. You didn't want to waste time on that sign. I'll go ask the doctor how to shrink me. Because in the original joke, it's like the guy says, I want to be a vitamin. That's not a real joke. You can't say that. The guy says, I want to be a vitamin, and the doctor says, why? And the guy says, because the sign said vitamin B1. Well, the doctor would be like, well, you can't use the word vitamin and B in your fucking setup. And the guy would be like, I'm not a joke. The doctor would be like, well, then you're just a psychopath. You're dangerous. Like Sirhan had like more going on, and he shot a Kennedy. And the guy's like, who's that? This joke's from the 50s.
Right.
Like vitamin B1 signs were like so new that people were like, what if this happened? People were so scared vitamin advertisements were gonna like undermine the fabric of. They're like, hey, did you hear about that guy? Someone's gonna see that sign and walk right in there and try to turn into a vitamin. That was their definition of problems.
it reflected growing tensions of abbreviations at the time.
And then they went to Woodstock and they just fucked the planet. They're like, oh, peace, love. Fuck, what is this? Is a polar ice cap? Let me smoke that. I don't even know what these people were doing. I know it's all their fault.
Well,
That's right. So, yeah, well, you heard me.
They're smoking the
I didn't
ice.
stutter. It's your. I assume your grandparents, my parents. They hurt you. They did it. We got to blame somebody. They love the Beatles and they ruined everything. I'm not on Twitter anymore. I gotta like. I can't blame like the Attorney General for anything. I can't remember his name. Roseanne Barr. What do you think of that Mueller report, Jeff? You got any thoughts on that?
I thought it was pretty fucking disappointing, and it was always going to be disappointing. And this motherfucker's gonna get re-elected. Fucking mark my words. I don't mean to be the voice of doom, but why do you think otherwise? Is Beto O'Rourke going to come save the day?
Oh yeah, he's gonna do it.
No, he's fucking not.
Oh yeah, he's gonna win.
No,
he's gonna win.
No, he's not.
I bought $50 on him winning. We're betting tonight. We're taking bets.
I forgot. It's March Madness.
Oh, yeah. Purdue in overtime. Something.
So, Dan, did you hear that I took my suit into the dry the dry cleaners the other day?
Yeah.
And as I do, because I wear a lot of suits. I'm on the road a lot. I travel. I wear a lot of suits. And I took my suit into the dry cleaners. And she said, come again. And I said, well, no, it's just a little toothpaste.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because she assumes that I have jizz all over my suits.
Yeah, and you assumed that she was like, again?
I think that she's very justified because I frequently jerk off all over my suits.
Well, no, it's if the goal of dressing like that isn't to make other people come, what is it?
Huh?
Nothing. Go ahead. Keep going. I didn't assume it was your cum.
She did.
How do you don't know what she was thinking?
Tell the duck joke.
Okay. The duck. No.
Guy.
Wait.
Don't help
Sorry,
Spencer.
I fucked up.
Don't
I fucked
fucking
it up.
help
I
us.
ruined it.
A guy goes to a brothel and he says, I want to have sex with a sex worker, but I only have $1. And the brothel manager says, then you can use this duck, and gives him a duck. And he goes upstairs with the duck and he comes back down and he says, that was the best sex ever. I can't believe it only cost $1. I probably shouldn't feed back this much.
He's filling out.
But fuck it, I want to live in a transparent society where you should know, like, it's customer satisfaction, thumbs up, best $1 I ever spent, best sex I ever had. Goodbye, my name's Harmon Johnson. From the North Hampshire Johnsons. You know, my branch of the family represents a bit of a black sheep, but
apparently we have Woody Woodpecker in the crowd.
Oh, don't let's not attack him.
That was the greatest laugh of all time.
It's most involuntary laugh for sure.
Yeah, but
no one would sound that way on purpose.
He did a full-on Woody Woodpecker. All right, go on. Sorry.
Anyways, that was an intentional departure. The truth is I can tell this joke effortlessly and sound like a regular road comic. The guy then comes back the next day. The sun goes down and comes back up. There's other things that happen in the town. This isn't the most important thing that's happening in the town, but it's just where we are. And the guy comes back in and he goes, I would like to have the same sex for the same price. And they're like, here's your duck. Oh, fuck, no, they don't say that. They say, fuck. They don't say anything, because if they do, it fucks it up. They put, but I also can't say, it's going to end up being a different duck, and I have to work around that. How do you do that? How do you not refer to the duck as either the duck or a duck? If you say a duck, it hits the punchline.
He asks for the duck, and they give him a duck.
Do you have the duck? Okay. He walks in and says, do you have the duck? I'll have the duck again.
Hell
and they're
yeah.
like, and they silently put a duck on the counter. And he's like,
I can't believe you
white feathers, orange bill,
You can't
quacks.
tell this joke. You've told
See
it.
you in a minute.
Wow.
And I'll pay you afterward this time because even though last time it started with me telling you how much money I had and you giving me the duck because of the price, this time the transaction has changed even though I'm back for the same thing. There's an unspoken sort of like, I'm good for it. I'm a satisfied customer. You've seen my Yelp review. I'm not going to balk at the price. I don't expect it to change. It's been one day. But thanks for the duck. And the person's like, they just nod because the less he knows, the better at this point. So,
Dan,
so he has
Dan, pause. Hit pause. Hold your thought. Are you fucking around? Or are you really that bad at remembering this joke?
I'm telling I know I'm taking
important.
longer, but I just like I'm pointing out spots that I'm getting hung up on.
Okay.
Like
All right.
I'm not.
Okay. Play.
It wasn't not the part. I did the part as a joke, like where the guy had the guy's family, whatever. Like that was a
Right.
joke because I didn't think I would get hung up again by
So
other
he comes
stuff.
back in and he gets the other thing.
So he has more sex with what he thinks is but he doesn't. He's just up there. It doesn't matter. The camera stays down here, and then he.
Yeah.
So he comes back down with the duck, and by the duck we now mean the duck he's holding. So we're none the wiser. And he puts it on the counter. He says, "Now I'm going to settle my tab.
Right.
Here's the $1 that I paid last time for sex with the duck," and the sex worker tender says,
Sex worker tender.
"Yeah, welcome to the '90s, bro." The kids call it being weak. You need to get weak.
Okay. Okay, so the guy comes back down with the duck.
Right, he puts it on the counter, he put his $1 down. He's leaving because he figures transaction complete. And the person behind the counter, let's make her a woman just because there's been nothing but ducks and men in this story. And I'm not white knighting, I'm just like, and also gender's a construct. The duck, we don't even know. We'll never know. We don't have to know.
I can't tell if you're doing a bit or not. How much of this is you just like
The
like
female
vamping?
brothel manager,
The sex worker tender.
Madam
sex
feels
worker
problematic, but I don't know why. You'll find out 5 minutes from now, and then it'll be too late. You'll be fired, Nova. You understand the world you're joining? These walls have teeth.
And ears.
You're a good kid. You still have time. Just say nothing, and you'll be safe.
This joke is 5 sentences, by the way.
It's good. The sex trafficker.
How can you be so cavalier, madam? Doesn't that just seem like something that's going to be offensive a week from now? Okay, all right.
Okay.
Well, I'll
take us back
just
to
stay with me. You lead the way. Like I'll keep my eyes closed, and you just go like, "Dad, come through here."
Right now, our protagonist is where?
Okay, so he's halfway across the room.
Okay.
Because he put his $1 down, and as far as he's concerned, this is how this place works.
Because he paid $1.
He's settled up.
And the
in his
madam,
mind.
I mean,
Yes, the sex worker tender.
The sex
says,
trafficker.
"Whoa, you're whoa, come back here, finish paying."
Oh.
And the guy's like, "What? I put $1 down," and they're like, "It's $5." And he's like, "What? I came here yesterday and had sex with a duck for $1." And the manager says, "Yeah, that duck had AIDS."
Jeff's joke corner. Jeff's joke corner. Jeff's joke corner. He's pouring drinks on his butt. Jeff's joke corner.
I failed to protect my butt quack.
Jeff's joke corner.
I spilled drink all over my.
Because you see,
was that your long con that you're going to do that joke afterwards?
Because in this universe, they charge by the client's STD.
I mean, it makes sense.
But this duck doesn't have AIDS. That's why it's about the current. Why is this duck $5 and the other one's $1?
Well, it does now.
All right, let me try again now that
No.
I wear.
All right.
No, now that I have I debugged.
Tell it like pedal to the metal.
I swear to God, gun to my head, like you're gonna kill my family. You're Two-Face, and you're like, I'm Commissioner Gordon, and like, or wait, whose kid was gonna get killed? Was it Commissioner
All
Gordon?
right, Dan Harmon tells the duck joke perfectly and fast.
All right. A guy walks into a whorehouse. And it's going to be problematic because I just need to like not pause for it's a whorehouse.
Just start the fucking
and it's a
joke.
madam.
It's it really is like a 5 or 7 sentence
my
joke.
transgender caveman friend, my non-binary.
Tell the joke about
Nova's like regressive fucking phraseology. I'm just going to go with it. Madams.
Dan, to warm up, tell the joke about what do you call a hen that can count her own eggs? Like just to warm yourself up.
What do you call a hen that can count her own eggs?
Yes.
Feminist? What? I don't.
No, a mathema chicken. Now
mathema
warm
chicken.
up. You're warmed up now.
Okay, all right.
It's poultry in motion. You're ready
warm.
to fucking go now. You are ready to tell the fucking duck joke for the first time in your life.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Dan?
Yeah, but all right, yeah. Okay, a guy goes into a whorehouse where you get whores. And he goes to the madam. It's just such an ugly word, Nova. And he goes, fuck, wait, you got me nervous now.
It's
He
good.
goes, I want sex, and I'm paying for it, or I wouldn't be here.
I can't tell if you're doing a joke.
What does he say? What do I get for
wants-
$1?
Yeah,
Does
what do
he
I
say,
get
what do I get for $1?
No,
yeah.
I mean,
that is
Okay, all
one.
right. Let me start over.
smacks
Guy
you
walks
down.
into a whorehouse with a hard dick and $1, and he's like, put something on my dick for $1. And the whore manager's like, take this duck. And he's like, he runs upstairs and he fucks the shit out of it. He runs back down and he's like, great sex, no change, bye. And he comes back in like a fucking hour later. He's like, more duck. And they give him another one. And he like runs up. He's like, fucking fucks it all to hell. And he comes back down and goes like, same difference. They're like, this one's $5. He's like, that one's more expensive. They're like, it doesn't have AIDS.
Yeah.
And now you do, probably.
I was picturing
Unless
you.
it was heteronormative sex, which people don't want to admit is a low risk
I
factor.
would say at the end, I love the speed of that one and the anger.
It
but
was great.
I think the punchline you have to make it more of a Henny Youngman kind of.
I liked it. I was imagining you like running and crossing the finish line in record time. It was so amazing to see you just run through that.
I just don't know why people are so. I don't. It's a different kind of talent. Like people that can like. It's like a combination of like semantics, but also like this like casualness. Like because semantics like are so crucial in all these jokes. Like you could say the wrong thing the wrong way, and it's like so crucial. And I'm just not used to that. Like I don't. That's not my. Because every joke you tell, it's like that. Like road comic jokes, they're like. It really just come down to like this like cadence and like oh, if you say this and then you say that and you say that in a certain rhythm, and I really don't. I can't. I always fuck it up. Because it's like the guy's got to say like oh, I don't know, like I can't riff an example.
I mean, I'm obsessed with stupid jokes, and I love when people tell me when like the reincarnation one is a great joke.
The soup one, I remember that. I think that one's pretty basic. Like
what's the soup?
There's a guy who goes to well, he doesn't go to anybody. It's his wife.
We're off to a flying start, by the way. I love it.
Well, some of this stuff, it's like if my first draft is too long in the beginning, that doesn't like you can just edit that. I mean, not in the podcast. I mean, just whatever. It's not a failure. Is my point. Like, it's me working.
Tell
something
me the
out.
fucking soup joke.
There's a woman that goes to a helper in a society, like whatever. I don't know if it's like a sex coach or something. Like I don't know who you'd go to for this. There's a woman that goes to.
It's her husband.
No, you don't. What?
What soup joke?
No,
are you
her
telling?
husband's gonna be there with the punchline. You can't. She
Okay.
can't be open with him about her sexual goals. Like they has to play out in like a crazy thing.
We'll see at the finish.
Is it a
line.
Well,
waiter?
she goes to. Everyone's heard this joke. She goes to a sexual mentor. I don't know where you went. Is that a therapist? So she goes to a sex therapist. Thank you, Nova. It's still a little problematic, I think. It says like my husband's not having sex with me. I want to encourage that more than discourage it. The therapist says like, why don't you do something like magnificent and adventurous and involving different outfits and I'm not telling you to doll it up, but like at the same time, like sometimes just a little distance from the process can last thing I'm going to do is tell you like you're not hot enough for your husband. I'm just telling you like maybe sex needs to become adventurous again. It needs to become more of an adventure.
This is a fucking 4-line joke.
So then, because based on that advice, here's what she does. You're making it harder with your jeering.
Why?
She goes home. It's moving fast enough for almost anybody. It's like, you know how long it took for RoboCop to become a RoboCop? This is a crazier story than that. That guy just got shot. I could say that fast. There's this guy who wanted to be a cop, and then he was like too much of a cowboy cop, so he put himself in harm's way, but he didn't know the corporations that were running the cops like actually were placing high-risk candidates in different districts according to their needs for a donor, a.k.a. a half-dead body. I mean, long story short, this guy's part of like a backup plan, like a pork barrel, like law enforcement plan with a corporation that really is pumping all their money into this thing called the Ed 209, which is this like urban pacification thing.
It's a fucking 4-line joke.
Like, and so our hero, who just wants to impress
yeah.
his son based on this show TJ Laser, like he ends up in old Detroit and he's like, dead or alive, you're coming with me. They shoot his arms and legs off.
We're all gonna die here tonight listening to this
He ends up RoboCop. That's less crazy than this fucking shit with these people that want to have sex so bad that they get in outfits like I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but like this woman's just bent on self-destruction.
You're doing a bit. You're trying to.
She goes home. I'm just telling you, this movie would be longer than RoboCop. She goes home. She gets into a. I can't use the word because you can't use the punchline. She gets into an outfit. Like it's got a cape. It's got like a belt. It's got boots. And she's like, adventure. You got to do adventurous sex because that's what she's thinking. Like, and so then the husband's like in his bed.
Biggest joke in the world. Go ahead.
The husband's in his bed. He's doing a crossword puzzle that night. She.
Oh, that becomes important later on in the joke.
It does because
the fact that he's a crossword enthusiast becomes very important later on.
It's so important. It is important.
Okay.
It's
the whole joke. The joke is that
he doesn't look up from the crossword when he does the punchline.
Okay, go ahead.
The thing that I'm fucked up though is that is she in the closet the whole night? Because
it's a fucking 4-line joke. It's 4 sentences.
I want to retract some stuff. So she earlier was trying the outfit on to make sure it fit, so that he came home and they played Trivial Pursuit.
I don't know if you just love talking so much and you hate jokes that much, but are you really trying to get it right?
Can it be both? I don't hate talking.
Okay.
It used to be how I got people to like me.
All right.
Then I started doing this shit.
Okay.
But that's good. That's good.
Take it from the top.
I should have to do other stuff.
Take it from the top.
Donate blood? What do you people want? Sorry, I lashed out. The woman tries on the outfit, so just retcon that. Like if it was like Black Orphan or what's that show? Like where you're like Orphan Black.
I would ask what the fuck
you
you're
guys haven't
talking
seen
about.
Black Orphan? Fucking honkies.
Get woke.
It's a 4 fucking sentence joke.
You just love your fucking mainstream entertainment. Watch Black Orphan. Get back to me.
This guy.
It's fucking badass. And it might not be enjoyable for you. Maybe a couple things you might not want to hear about yourself.
That's funny for reasons no one will understand but me later at home.
You just mark spots on the podcast where you're like...
Yeah.
So she already has this plan. So he comes home. He goes, where's my crossword? She's like, where you left it? He gets in bed. They do the thing. It's like going to be a regular stagnant night, but not tonight, not according to her. She's going to do this thing. So she's like, I'm going to go do something. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'll tell you in a second. She goes to the closet. They have like a place. It's like there's room in the closet. So she can change. She closes the door. He can't see her. She changes.
Fucking blow
so
my
she
brains
comes
out.
out of the closet and she's wearing a red cape. She's wearing red boots. She's wearing this whole outfit. I can't refer to the costume because it's coming up. If I refer to it, if I describe it in the way that would make you go, yeah, I got it. So I have to go through every fucking article of clothing because if I say the wrong word, I ruin the punchline. So I have to describe a fucking cape and a thing. She comes out, does her thing. She's got an S on her fucking.
This is my fucking hell right now.
And she goes like, super pussy. And the husband, without looking up from his crossword, says, I'll have the soup. Wait, no, he looks at her and then looks back at the crossword. Because otherwise you'd mistake it for like, he just loved soup and there was a semantic...
but if he looks up from the crossword, then it wasn't relevant for him to be a crossword, right?
Well,
Why is it a crossword?
No.
Why is it a crossword puzzle?
No, because he has to like look at her and then look back down at something. An iPad. I don't care.
You got to think like a Borscht Belt, like old school Jewish comic.
Like a Borscht Belt.
Who tells a joke at the speed of light, and the details mean nothing.
Well, congratulations to them.
In the Borscht Belt.
Thank you for Trump, Borscht Belt generation. Maybe you should be more detail oriented.
An old couple are celebrating their 70th anniversary. The man is in bed reading a paper. The woman wants to spice things up, and she ties a towel around her neck like Superman. And she comes out of the bathroom naked with a towel around her neck, and she goes, "Super pussy!" And he looks up from the paper and he says, "I'll have the soup." Like that's how fucking short that joke is.
Wow, it doesn't. I mean, I didn't.
So he was doing the crossword puzzle.
Do you want the 1,000 questions?
Why is it crossword?
Why did she think that was going to spice anything up? That's
because
insane.
she'd just seen Superman 2 because she's a big fan of Richard Donner, who got fired off of that, even though he wrote the screenplay, but was fired off of it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And Richard Pryor, I believe, or that's 3. Fuck you.
But
guys.
why, if she had a towel around her neck, why was she probably was like, "Oh no, sorry, this isn't to wipe up your soup. I'm not a waiter."
Tell the Thor joke.
Thor joke?
The Thor.
Thor walks into a bar, and the bartender's like, "Hey, we don't serve your kind here," and he's like, "What kind? I'm a god from Ragnarok, from the Rainbow Bridge of like Elsagard," and.
El Segundo.
The bartender's like...
The exits are 2 to the rear and 2 to the side.
No, don't use those ones.
I don't know. No, why did... Why did... How come... Why... Well, I have it. How come... Why is being a... Why is the job of physical therapist...
I feel like I'm on meth right now.
Why is it profitable to become a physical therapist in Asgard? Because everyone's Thor.
Yeah.
But they're not all Thor, but
Jeff's
they're not all
corner.
Thor, but over time I could have figured it out. Is that the Thor joke?
I think it was.
Not a speech therapist, no.
No, the Thor joke is...
No, they're...
Thor,
I know that it's not the word sword, buddy. You just don't get my comedy. And, like, I don't know what to tell you. It kills at colleges, so, like... And those guys read for a living, so... You just don't get me, man. You like watching these Netflix comedy specials, and you're like, "This is easy," but like that was a fucking killer joke.
Make up a brand new like joke, like a dad joke.
Wait, what was the Thor joke,
Well,
Jeff?
an ant walks into a
Hort.
Just say bar.
Bar.
Okay.
Is the whole joke gonna go like that?
No.
You're gonna heavy shoulder me?
And he just orders a drink. Just say he orders a drink.
You paused, and I
don't know how much longer I'm gonna put up with this, but he orders a drink. Because in the spirit of collaboration, and I hope it's inspiring.
I'm inspired every day.
So he orders a drink. Now, just keep in mind, he didn't have to.
Yeah. No, he's being very nice about it.
Because there's a lot of shit that happens in these bar jokes where the person doesn't even order a drink. Like, for instance, the lobster goes into a bar, and the bartender's like, "Get the fuck out of here." Right. I love that joke. That the bartender's just like, "Get out of here! Get out of here!" The lobster. That's fine. It's funny before the punchline. This is like it's just funny that like a bartender. That's it. Get out of here. He's immediately fucked off. And there's like one guy at the bar that's like, "What the fuck was that about?" The bartender's like, "That guy, he's always doing this stuff." Wait, I know.
I fucked
it up, but that part doesn't matter.
He gives me nothing but this.
There's nothing but this. I mean, it's the thing. It's semantics, but it's like you know, the idea is that he's a lobster, and the bartender has a problem with him doing that. But it's like the lobster does that naturally. That's not like. But I think it's just
Okay.
funnier that the bartender's mad. Get out of here! Get out of here!
Now, finish your ant joke.
Like, why be a bartender at that point? Like, what?
Oh yeah.
That's like,
Also,
I mean,
what
if a
kind of
lobster
bar-
walking into the bar is gonna get you that tightly
Yeah.
wound.
What kind of bar allows lobsters to walk down the fucking road in the first place?
Especially if it turns out that the reason is because he's doing this, which is what lobsters do. So like the guy should be like, okay, so far all I'm hearing is that a lobster sometimes comes into your bar, and you've chosen to be like more of a regular bartender that doesn't have lobster. Like you got like a bar. I mean, maybe this is a universe where lobsters are like and men are like, it's like. Maybe like what it's like ABC's Caveman series where it was like cavemen are like half of society. Remember, it was based on that Geico commercial.
It was good. Nick Kroll.
Finish the ant joke. So an ant goes into a bar.
An ant goes in the bar, and that's my only point was that I could have chosen for the bartender to be like, "Get out of here." But you made it a bar instead of a dirt mound. You said you had to get a drink. No, my hands are tied. Like let's tell this amazing joke.
Let's erase the chalkboard. An ant goes where?
Oh shit.
Hey, it goes into a hill of dirt.
Okay.
Like, because I'm not afraid of like organic humor. And like, he doesn't have to go to a bar. He goes into where an ant goes. He goes into one of those hills of dirt that ants make. And the guard at the entrance is like, "Hey, who goes there?" And he's like, "It's me, Glenn." And the ant's like, "Okay, go through. Do you smell any picnics?" And the ant Glenn is like, "Would I be back?" And the guard is like, "Yeah, for the queen." And Glenn is like, "Honey." There's got to be some gay joke there, right? Like something about like he said something sassy about I wouldn't go above 103rd or something. I don't know. It's like a picnic or something for the queen.
Spencer, do it. An ant goes into a bar joke. Like an ant goes into a bar.
No, I still like
and then the tavern keeper's like, "Get out of here." Just because it's like, you don't want ants. It's just what Dan liked about the lobster joke,
fucking-
except
applied to ants.
It's that easy.
Yeah,
It's not.
what is that? What is
That
that?
easy.
I wasn't trying.
You're not gonna trick me
And the
into
bartender
hating
says,
Spencer.
the bartender.
Thank you for seeing through Jeff's clever
It's
tricks.
silly. It's part of look, I was bullied my whole life. I know what bullies do. They're like, "Oh, see, he's fucking cool. He combs his hair." I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking be mad at a nerd that combs his hair.
Yeah.
You fucking fascist.
It's capitalism.
All right, a walrus, Dan. A walrus
A walrus
goes into a bar.
goes into a bar. Are you
Bar.
sure?
You can pick the venue. A walrus goes into a blank. You get to pick the venue. A walrus.
I don't like. You saw how. I was like, don't even put me in that area, and I'll set me up for success.
Yeah.
Well, but then there is sex happening.
A walrus goes into a bar.
It's probably easier because a
walrus-
whorehouse is like a bar where you, instead of ordering drinks, you order
It's like a sex bar.
So if I could
wet
get over
bar.
my fucking.
A walrus walks into
A walrus walks into a whorehouse and it's like, okay, I want to have sex. And the person's like, well, do you have money? And he's like, no, but I have tusks. And they're made of ivory. So they're like, well, we can't, they're attached to you. And he's like, yeah, but how about this? Like if you let me have sex, then I'll cut off one of my tusks and I'll give it to you. And they're like, why don't you do that first? And he's like, give me a saw. And they're like, we don't have a saw. And he's like, you can buy a saw with the tusk I give you. And they're like, how are you going to give it to us if you don't have a saw? And he's like, you know what? I'm a seal. These are fake, and I'm not coming back. And he throws down these like plastic hollow, like Halloween store tusks that he was just like keeping in there. And they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm out of here. The joke's finished. And they're like, it's not a joke. I'm a human being. And the seal's like, spoken like a person in a joke. And the seal's just gone. And then this person's like, who am I? And then another person comes up and goes like, can I have sex? And they're like, yeah, everyone can. It's never been that difficult. I don't know what I did wrong. It's my first day here. I've been yelled at 3 times. This is fucking crazy. I'll admit the first 2 times were my fault. I can see it that way. I'm new here. However, I'm freaking out. I don't think I should have dropped out of architecture school. And the other person says, you were an architect? Yeah. I mean, I was in school. I wasn't an architect. I'm an architect and I never went to school. What's your name? Frank Lloyd Wright, says the person.
Right.
But the architecture student knows it's not Frank Lloyd Wright. They went to school. They've seen pictures of Frank Lloyd Wright. That's not Frank Lloyd Wright. It's like a guy with like big giant teeth. So the kid that went to architecture school is like, oh, I get it. Like this town is just like filled with people that needlessly disguise themselves as species with like tusks and so they just fuck with people. That explains. It doesn't explain the other fuck ups I had this morning, but I'm like getting it now. And then so they go, all right, Mr. Lloyd Wright, nice to meet you. Would you like to have sex? Is there anything I can interest you in? And the person that's not Frank Lloyd Wright for sure is like, yeah. Do you have anything in a Asian? Woman with a dress on and a hat, and can the hat be filled with money? And the person's been trained like never say no. And they go, well, first of all, the answer is yes. It's just a question of how much. Like we have all that, we can get that. Like how much are you willing to pay? And the Frank Lloyd Wright says, how much money is going to be in the hat? And the person's like, how much money do you want to be in the hat? Because it's like your fantasy, right? Frank Lloyd Wright says, $1 million. I want $1 million in the hat. And the person's like, okay, that'll be $1 million and $100 is what that will cost. Around there, I'm not really authorized to like make, that's an estimate. An estimate? What the fuck am I standing here for? Like, why am I embarrassing myself having these conversations? Like, I'm like, you can't authorize this transaction? Are you asking me if I'm allowed to put $1 million in a hat, find a person based on their race, dress them in an outfit, and then... No, I'm not. And Frank Lloyd Wright's like, do you realize that when they taught me how to build buildings, I know how to take them apart? And the architecture student's like, you didn't go to school, you said. And he's like, I'm talking about my grandpappy. And the student's like, I'm going to go get your Asian woman and your $1 million. I'll be right back. And he goes in the kitchen and he goes to his manager and goes like, I quit.
He's had enough at this point.
Yeah, I'm out and you can go deal with this. And like, it's been a fucking intense day and like, I don't want any more to do with this. So the manager goes and like Frank Lloyd Wright's like tapping his foot. It's not Frank Lloyd Wright.
Because he thought he thought the job of being a clerk at the front of house at a whorehouse was going to be a lot easier of a job.
His dad's a senator. He's like, you should work at the whorehouse. Like, that way people come in, they get herpes, they get whores. They like it's a win-win. Like, you've got something on people. That's how I became a senator. That's how you're going to become a senator.
Right.
Like, you got to work around where the fucking's happening. Mm-hmm. Like, this is America. You know when they say make America great again? This is when America was great.
So finally, he's at a breaking point, and he goes to his boss and says,
I quit.
I quit.
Manager goes out. Frank Lloyd Wright is not. Frank Lloyd Wright is out there. He's like tapping his foot. He's looking at the goldfish in the bowl. He's like looking at the grandfather clock. He's like pacing and the manager's like, are you okay? And Frank is like, the guy that isn't Frank Lloyd Wright is like, yeah, no. And this whole argument happens, and like the long story short is like the whorehouse closes. It's out of business because it's just like what the guy wasn't Frank Lloyd Wright, but he was like a media magnate. Is that what you call him?
Sure.
Like a kind of a Hearst figure.
Gotcha.
And so basically controls the media at that time.
Right.
And like just
So
prints a bunch of bad stuff. He was trying to do a scam. You know, I don't know if he caught on, but like he thought he could get $1 million this way. And like Even if he put the 100 down up front, like it was like he had this whole thing.
He was going to rob.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Right.
So he overestimated how much money you're allowed to have in a place like that and like what the kid's authorized to do. And he just basically, but he was so humiliated that he basically bankrupted himself and his newspaper, putting the whorehouse out of business. The entire town collapsed. They no longer had any literacy or hedonism. They didn't. It was basically a barber and a train station there. Like unless you were like that freaked out about getting a haircut, there was no way you're going to come to this town.
That's how Fantasy Island ended.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, there's no punchline, but the truth is sometimes life gets pretty ugly. You can't just go into a whorehouse and have a crazy animal encounter. Like these people have lives, and we all exist as part of one web. Like,
so when that whorehouse dissolved its like corporation, they like how did that go down? Like, was that?
Well, they were insolvent.
Yeah. I mean, it was already a quasi-legal business. This was just happening in the vanguard of a manifest destiny. Like it was just like you're out there in an unincorporated city in the middle of some territory. No one knows what's going on, and it's just like sex was a business, and shit rolls downhill. Sure, they sell you the dream, like you can anybody can become rich, but it's like what they really mean is like anybody can die. Like everything has a price on it. Like human life is worth less than a bullet, man.
And what happened to the guy that wanted to go in there for the encounter?
The newspaper man?
Yeah.
Oh, he died.
His newspaper went out of business.
His newspaper went out of business. He ended up a prospector, and he got claim jumped.
Holy shit.
Yeah. He didn't even have a claim. He's trying to do, like the guy, you met the guy in this joke, which wasn't a joke, by the way. He was what he was trying to do with it. He's just like he took that. He didn't learn his lesson. He decided he was going to become rich by pretending that he found gold, and saying, "I found gold. Does anybody have any money I can turn it into silver or something?"
Do you think
they just beat him over the head?
Do you think before he went into that whorehouse and asked for a whore with $1 million in her hat, do you think he had successly pulled that off before
In his
that?
mind, yeah. But he was born rich, and so he basically lied to guidance counselors, people on his dad's payroll. He mistook being privileged for being crafty.
Right.
It's like try getting away with the shit that this guy, this non-Frank guy.
What kind of whorehouse is also carrying around $1 million in cash?
Ask a fucking dipshit son of a billionaire that walks in and tries to do that. The guy was he could have stayed at home and sucked on his dad's titty. But that wouldn't have suited his ego. I gotta go out. I'm gonna go tame the wild. I'm gonna go bilk people out of their money and write a book about it. Dumb. He traveled only by hot air balloon. He was a terrible person. It's just he just exuded everything that was wrong with the American dream.
And
colonialism.
This is 1915.
1915.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he traveled by
Barnaby Johnson was his name.
Barnaby Johnson.
He caused World War I.
He caused it. He caused it a year after it started?
Yeah.
Okay.
He made people think it started earlier than it did.
Yeah.
World War I was essentially a resolvable skirmish.
Tell me what you think was the worst moment, and I want you to be specific about World War I. What do you think was the darkest hour?
Okay, I gotta go to Verdun, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Break it down.
Right, everybody knows.
Verdun is in what country?
Obviously France. What? Hey, what country was which? Why were they fighting? Who knows where that was? Yeah. They thought they were going to change the answer with their trenches, buddy, and their mustard gas, and they invented the water balloon and the fucking torture and This is the only war where it started on horseback and it ended in a balloon.
And that's where our whorehouse entrepreneur,
Whorehouses financed World War I. They called them the silent generation, the people that went to fight. The mustard gas made them quiet. And they had to eat rats, and they wore hats that looked like pie tins, and they were just Pink Floyd sung about them. Everybody had a rifle, and everything was muddy and gross, and the boots were up to your calf, and it's just a bad scene.
What's your opinions on the War of 1812?
Oh, what a misunderstanding! The war that traveled faster than the telegraph. Let me tell you that. Boy, that war could have been. We could have saved ourselves a war if we had a telephone back then. I'm telling you. That was a war of misunderstanding. They called it the War of 1812. The Canadians burnt down the White House. I know more than the president, and I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I can name half of our Supreme Court justices, but I know all the words to Baby Got Back. What's your what war, Dan, do you think you know the most about?
Vietnam for sure, because
Because you were in the ship.
yeah.
You were you were a lieutenant in Da Nang.
Yeah. Okay, so all right.
See, they don't want to talk about it.
Well, I don't. It doesn't seem like
they don't like to talk about it.
It's like
that's a real soldier. They
it
don't
feels
want
like
to fucking talk
I'm at
about
a
it.
dentist
Because they were there. Yeah.
like is
Yeah.
coyotes. So I saw the coyote. I saw a coyote from the brambles behind my house.
Yeah, is that the neighbor's yard or is that a no man's land?
I think it's I think it's one of those two. I don't think there's any scenario in which it's my property.
Right. That's it. But I just because I could climb up there and start hacking, but I think there's no partition leading into the neighbor's
I don't
yard.
think you should do that because
Right.
that's got to be that's. I mean, we have reason to suspect that that's the neighbor's property.
Right.
So, I think what we need to do is. I think I don't know what the first step is because what we can't do is call the city because we know that if you call the city, they will say, "We don't do that anymore. You're on your own." And there's like companies, which evokes like Blackwater, that will come put the hurt on your coyotes. I just like. All I know is, as the Barack Obama of this coyote problem, that like future will judge me like by whether I acted or didn't act, and that I don't need to like be decisive. I'm not saying like slaughter the coyotes or I demand this, but I'm saying like I think that neighbor whose territory borders mine, I think that it's possible that the elderly pug that twice has fallen into my yard.
I think that dog died.
I mean, if it didn't get eaten by coyotes, it died of old age. Because
I think it died from falling.
well, I mean, it couldn't be. And my
It's a
dogs are
long
so
distance.
sweet. They would like guard it, and they were like nice to it. They're like, oh, a dog fell in our yard, and they would like take care of it, and like. And then both times, once my ex-wife Erin McGathy and once my dog sitter Allison, I was never here for these two events, but it happens twice, and they both times, one of those two characters, they're not characters, they're human beings. They're human beings. They're not characters. God damn it, Harmon, never let it slip. Don't let them know they're all in your story. If they realize it. They can end the book.
I've met them both, and they're real characters. He meant that they're kind of like one.
Characters. That's my why. You mean humans? You forgot the word for human. But you don't just call people humans. Then you sound like an alien. I don't know. People sounds like the word people is like both of these people. You mean your ex-wife? What do you mean, you people? It's your ex-wife. I don't know what you say.
She was a real
It's like
character.
TBS.
She was a real character.
How do you refer to a group of people if one's your ex-wife and one's your dog? Those people.
Women?
Women? No, that would be crazy. That was both of those women. That would be weird. I mean, thank you for continuing to prove that I was right in being hung up on that and barfed out the word character and then was like, what are you, Doctor Who? Anyways, so they took the dog up the hill and they found the owner of that territory. I live in these windy hills. So it's like, for instance, my neighbor, the Bootsons, who we've met on this show several times, if I go over to their house for a party, and I do, Hollywood, I actually have to either climb over a fence, which actually almost makes more sense. It's kind of weirder what I have to do if I don't want to climb over a fence, which is I have to walk
all the way around.
with Cody, like a whole block, because their house is right next door to mine, but their address is on a completely different street.
And the fence isn't that high. It's like hip
yeah,
level.
and I was telling him last time, I'm like, we got to make like a gate in this fence, because also we're living in the end times, so like there's gonna be like a weird like ICE agent showing up and going like, I understand you have the people in your floorboards, and we're gonna want to have tunnels in our fucking rich liberal neighborhood, and arsenic to put in their tea. Oh, please come in. Yes. I was just telling my housekeeper how American we all are. More chamomile? Ah, yes, I like your community show, huh? Yes? Wish there was less black people in it. Like the Yahoo season when they all quit. Donald Glover as kaput. Nine! Not nine, da! I got you, yeah. I'm so blue. I'm turning blue. Because I poisoned you, Nazi. What? Why? You're so white. Because I'm a good white guy. I hate fucking Nazis, bro. Because I'm fucking raised by fucking real Americans who hate fucking Nazis. That's just a thing you made up after you got into the war for a profit. Oh, come on. Don't be so fucking cynical, you prick. Come on, we went to war with you fucking... You were going to say cocksucker. See? Because you're a Nazi. Yeah, you wish. It's different. You just want everybody to mistrust themselves, and you're fucking... I'm going to watch you die. I'm going to spit on you while you die with your fucking dumb eagle medals. Oh, I love my eagle medals. Stupid skull on your hat. You look so dumb. Hate you. You know why you hate me, right? Yeah, what? What are you going to tell me? We're not so different? Then how come you're dying and I made you tea? You see me in a fucking eagle hat? We're not so different. Go ahead, do your monologue, purple dying Nazi. You hate me because you secretly wish you, for one moment of your life, could feel the having 1 and 2 Emmys? What? You won 2? What? 1 for Community, 1 for Rick? No, I never won 1 for Community. But it was such a good show. Yeah, you're making my point. People who are proud of their race are like coming to the conversation saying, I have nothing to be proud of. If you were talented, you wouldn't be a Nazi. I'm tired. I'm killing myself. I can't listen to another fucking episode of your bullshit. You fucking crazy with your ranting. It ruined your podcast when Trump got elected. What'd you do? I thought you loved him. I do, but I don't want to listen to you blather about it. Oh, he shot himself. Bing bong. Fuck, shit. Hello, sorry to bug you. We're the Nazi supervisors, and we sent a Nazi over to harangue you and have tea, and it's been more than 20 minutes, and I really don't want to. I saw the address. I'm like, Rick and Morty, I love. No, yeah, he just shot himself. What a scheisse! What's that mean? Shit! Oh, okay. Oh, shit! FICA! FICA? Isn't that what they take out of your paycheck? Move out of my way! Oh, Hans! Why did he do it? He said he loved Jews. Is that all he said? Why would he say that to you? I don't know, dude. You guys are complicated. What are you going to tell me? You all go to therapy? He was fucked up. Man, that gets to the bone. I'm a big fan of your work. I know. I'm not just a Rick and Morty fan. I also have read your blog. I've followed you my whole life. And although you've had your ups and downs, you're sort of window into the complexity of mathema-chickens. By the way, where is Jeff Davis? Oh, he lives close by.
Hey! Knock, knock.
Oh, shit, it's Jeff.
Hey, Dan.
Maybe the Zeppelin dropped him off.
Hey, Dan, what's going on?
Oh, Jeff, there's Nazis here.
Hey, oh, shit.
One of them killed themselves,
Wow.
and the other one came to pick him up, and everything's fine.
This seems like a bad time.
No, it's the best time. I mean, it's not as good as when America was great, which you will never pin me down on when that was. I just want it again. You know, like when I was 10, like when the Muppets were syndicated. Make America great again.
Are you a...
I like it to be great again before I met a black person.
I can see by the insignia on your lapel that you're a colonel.
I'm a Colonel First Class Yeti edition. Super Special Forces, secret double tier platinum, double bead, through line, double strength titanium, fully croisoned commander of the ultimate death platoon. A fucking million. I had to kill like 1 million homeless people.
Hey, Dan, do you have any beers in the fridge?
Yeah, there's Grolsch. Because when in Rome.
Yeah, okay. I opened the fridge.
So, anyways, when did you go from being in ICE to being a full-blown German soldier?
Yeah.
It's like a Christopher Durang, mystical realism, kind of I just became just a general Nazi.
You know why Hitler killed himself, right?
He was an angry drunk.
No. That's why he stopped drinking.
Right. Which I never understood that.
Do you know why he killed himself?
Gas bill.
He saw his gas bill.
I don't like the joke. I don't like the joke, and I'll tell you why, kids. Trivializes victims.
It's a great joke.
It's not a great joke.
Fantastic joke.
It's not a great joke because it's like oh yeah, he gassed a lot of people, but you know what, the only way it wouldn't make it a better joke, but you have to. He saw his gas bill and it had all the names of all the victims, and here are their names.
Oh. Why is that?
And
better?
6 million names later, it's still not a funny joke, but at least you're a good person, because. It's those people. Those are the people that aren't laughing. They couldn't join us.
You know how he tied his shoes? In little Nazis.
See that's
adorable.
Yeah, because it's like when
That's
Hitler's
adorable.
like Dracula. That's when it's funny. When it's like, oh, why does he? Why does he like the radio? Because he likes this to the Hitlers. I don't know. That's not. I can't do it. I can't riff it. All right. That's why some of the stuff's joke. Don't get mad at me for failing to do a Hitler joke. You're bad people. How come your Hitler jokes aren't better?
Wait, so
Because I'm a good person.
why are the ICE people actually like full blown Nazis?
In
Oh, wait.
the
Like in that-
situation.
Oh yeah, well I asked the same question, but the answer is why did Robin Williams' head float in the Baron Munchausen? Because Terry Gilliam's like hey, come on.
Because he was
Let's
an
do
angry
it.
drunk.
Anyways,
that Stalin joke with the capitalism? You could do that with the DSA. It'd be more modern. It's like, why does the DSA only spelled in lowercase or something?
Right.
yeah,
Just thought I'd circle back around for that.
I like it.
they might send you 10,000 tweets though.
No, they'll love it. They'll be like, holy shit, go on Chapo. They love saying that.
Yeah, they love to drag your fat ass and then tell you to go on Chapo.
They love dragging fat asses.
I got that treatment because I made a joke about how it's funny that McDonald's ended up suffering for not licensing Rick and Morty, but still trying to do a Rick and Morty thing with the Szechuan sauce. And it's yeah, you got. I made one joke about it. I was just I've told that story. That was the
back on
worst day of
Twitter.
my Twitter life, and it wasn't the day I quit Twitter. It was just I was walked into this thing. I had no idea the world had changed that fucking much. That much was at stake. I was I thought you could safely make a joke about how McDonald's sucks for being a corporation and who cares if they have a bad day at the hands of the worst fans of this show. Who cares? And there was one person was it's got fucked up. Some people work at McDonald's. It didn't identify themselves. I was like, or he responded, it's just a ripoff of Back to the Future. Fuck you. Why should McDonald's have to pay for your property if you rip off Back to the Future? And his Twitter icon was him in a Rick fucking costume with green things on his lip. And I said, you got some flux capacitor on your fucking lip there, Mr. fucking property manager. And he's like, okay, here's the thing. I work at McDonald's and all this shit. I'm like, You give it fuck. And I said some shit to him, and then it was like there were socialists watching me yell at him. Where I was like, because it took like hours for the kid to just go, I was a cashier at McDonald's, and I feel like a piece of shit because I work for McDonald's, and I don't want a bunch of fucking weird incels jumping up on counters yelling at me because I don't know it's Szechuan sauce from your fucking show. And I was basically like, yeah. So it took you all that fucking time to just say. Like, you have a fucking agenda in the conversation. I don't have a fucking agenda. I'm just hanging out going, I think it's funny that this corporation didn't pay for this. I can afford to laugh. You're just fucking, like, doing this shit. And then it got all, like, there was all these, hey, everybody, Dan Harmon's doing an edgelord rant against a socialist that just wants minimum wage. And I was like, whoa. I hate everyone. That's fun. I now hate everyone. I hate my fans. I hate the minimum wage workers. Who else can I hate? I hate rich people. I am one. Now I hate myself. I'm just gonna crawl into a fucking shell and have a great life.
Hey Spencer, do you have character sheets?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I mean, I'd love to play D&D, but your message is fuck you.
No,
you're doing a bad podcast, Dan Harmon.
My message is we have 15 minutes left, and I would like to play a fast lightning round of combat with me and you. And I'm Chad.
Are you gonna
Combat?
shoot each other?
Huh? Yeah. Huh?
Well, you want to fight me? You're like,
No.
fight each
Like
other.
you and I are in a dungeon. Like we're in a combat round.
Yeah, so you are gonna fight each other.
I thought you were like a Milwaukee friend that was like, come on, let's wrestle in the front yard. Like,
I don't want to fight Dan. That you're jealous. Also, it's been so long. I've forgotten your character's name, Dan. It's been that long.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know where. I mean,
what's your character?
I don't know.
Spencer, what's Dan's character called? Or audience? Carlos, the unimaginative. And I'm Chad the Fire Liker.
I have a story that I can jam into a real short thing because I was like, I was like looking for a microphone for my iPad Pro so I could sing a song into my iPad Pro, and I was looking for a microphone because it needed it was a bunch of Michigas, like they got a USB-C port or whatever. It's like, oh, you got to have a thing. I was like searching through my closet for a microphone, and I was like, God damn it, where's that fuck? I think I had an XLR thing, and it's like been years since I dabbled in any of this shit. Where is this thing? And I'm getting real frustrated, and I find this unopened package that was a citronella dog collar. It's like anti-barking collar for that I had bought from Amazon, I think maybe in some fit. And like I never opened it, and I was like looking at it. It's covered in dust, and I was like, "Aw, anti-barking collar." And there's like a picture on the package of like a dog that's like, he's like, "Yeah, what's he gonna do?" It's just he looks contrite. You can tell from his eyes that like a mailman's near him, but he's like, "There he is again." Last time I'll never hear anything from me about it. And I was like, "Shit, man, Harvey barks a lot." Like he's always barking. He's a fucking loud dog. He barks at other dogs. He barks at everybody. And then I was like, dude, you're looking for a microphone.
That's what I was like when I was listening to this story. I was like, yeah. What about the microphone?
Exactly. Like I bark. Like Harvey doesn't have a podcast. Harvey doesn't like I'm barking all the time. Like Harvey's just like he's got one mode of expression. Like I'm not. And if you're listening and you're like, I have a citronella collar for my dog. I'm not high roading you at all. Because I live in a Harvey barking doesn't. It's not hurting anybody. It annoys me, but like it doesn't. It's not like anybody else is complaining about it or whatever. But if you live in an apartment and you got a dog and you used a citronella collar, that seems like I'm not going to be one of those people. That's not the point of my story. But I was like, Harvey's just like he has his own little podcast. Like he likes to bark. Like he doesn't even have thumbs. He just like has little legs that like carry him from one place where he can bark to another. And I kind of and then today I was sort of like, because I felt that way, I was like, I watched him like play with the next door neighbor dog, and then there was like there was a neighbor walking his dogs, and I said to Harvey, I was like, buddy, there's some dogs over there. Don't you want to bark at them? Because he wasn't even barking at him. He was like, wanted to fetch a ball. And I was like, I don't think you saw those dogs though. And he like saw him and he's like, ruff, ruff. And the neighbor like waved at me and I was like, yay. And then Harvey finished barking at him. I was like, good job. And it was like the same stuff happened, except I wasn't like miserable about it. Because I wasn't like, oh, he's not supposed to do that. Like, it's just his podcast.
What are we doing? You're in a dungeon? Is that what you wanted? What were you saying?
We only have like 10 minutes. Let's just throw us into the fire right now.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Dan, you
Doesn't
ready?
Steve
Are you
play
ready
this
to Carlos
game?
this up?
None of you guys know what's going on.
I thought the last thing I said is let's go make a potato farm. 'Cause
Right.
I was like, let this guy work on Harmon Quest.
Uh-huh. What does that mean?
Oops, wrong song. Wait, so can we just play like a lightning round of D&D? It's
but
been a long
Steve plays. That's part of it.
Is Levy here?
I don't know.
Levy! Levy, Steve Levy, everybody. Steve Levy.
What is happening?
Are you?
I don't
what have
know.
you done since I talked to you about the coyotes?
I did a quick search online if there was an organization or a person who handles anything like that, and
Here comes the Christopher Walken character in this Adam Sandler movie.
didn't seem like there
I'm
is.
here to take care of your coyotes. Sorry,
I don't think there.
Are you sure you want to play
D&D?
D&D? You don't want to do the scene of Christopher Walken showing up to take care of my coyotes?
Why don't you want to play D&D?
I'd love to. Hey,
I distracted him.
knock.
I know,
knock,
why-
Knock, knock.
Why?
Who's there?
Me.
Me who?
Why is
Sorry,
this
no,
happening?
I'll start over. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Dwayne.
Dwayne who?
Dwayne the tub. I'm drowning.
There's a name. There's
What?
a famous name, Dwayne. That sounds more like the word drain than Twain.
Doesn't matter. Look, I saw a rogue family of coyotes in your yard.
Oh shit! Are you Christopher Walken?
Yes, I'm Christopher Walken.
Come
I'm
in.
the famous actor. Thank you.
Come in.
Thank you. I could have come in without you even opening the door.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you got coyotes.
I called the city, but they said they couldn't
Right.
send anyone. But then that you must then get called. Or?
There's only one way to get rid of coyotes.
Did you bring me out to talk about coyotes?
It's complicated.
Who the fuck is this guy?
This is my assistant, Steve Levy. I told him to call people
Steve
about the
Levy.
coyotes. This is Christopher Walken. Steve,
Hi.
he's famous. He's from Hollywood.
I'm an actor.
Yeah.
I hate coyotes as much as anyone does.
Do you want to come in back and look at the spot where I think there's a nest?
Coyotes have a nest?
Yeah, they have nests. What did you think they had?
Can I bring my friend and Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Hey, Jeff, come in. Jeff Goldblum, I want you to come in here and help me with this coyote nest. Yeah, that's that looks like a problem. Hey, Jeff, I know you hate coyotes too. Well, it's not, Chris. If I can correct you, it's not that it's not that I hate a coyote. It's just that they once ate my cat. Well, Chris, help Dan Harmon. He created Rick and Morty. It's funny you mentioned that. I was just I was binge watching R&M as I call it.
Oh.
And I thought that the last season was very good.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you.
Oh, Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
Dan
Hi,
Harmon.
Jeff.
Hi. Hey.
I
Dan.
liked you on Criminal Intent. I mean, it's.
Well, that's very kind of you. It's very Dan. I got to tell you, it's very kind of you to say that. I don't think it was my best work, but
I actually wish that Alicia Witt would have kept working on the show. I really liked her.
Well, you're very sweet, Dan. You're very sweet. Let's go kill some coyotes.
Okay, you go out back. There's a coyote nest near the south wall of the property.
I cast.
I don't.
Wait.
Do you guys hate me? What is this?
No, but I understand you.
Do you?
I do. I do.
I
makes
think
sense.
that
Do you
Jeff-
accept that I'm as confused as you are?
I did earlier, and then at a point I was like, well, maybe he isn't.
I mean,
I wanted to play D&D, and then it became Jeff Goldblum.
Did
and-
you really want to play D&D for 10 minutes, or did you feel like me? Like sometimes it's just like, what are you trying to do with me? Like, what am
Why
I
don't we
a
do
prop in your act?
Can we do a quick combat round with coyotes in Dan's backyard with Chris Walken and Steve Levy?
You were just doing that.
Yeah, but
why don't we get
let's
prepped for
start the
next-
combat.
That's not like that's a breadcrumb. I don't care about that.
Okay, all right.
Like, just do that then.
No. Now let's just lay the seeds of a D&D thing, so
Right.
that because it's never.
Well, no. Now finally, it's now the point where it's not long enough.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what's weird
Okay,
about it.
All right, so Spencer, lay down what's going on in Dan's backyard.
There's coyotes.
Oh, come on.
I'm livid.
No, in the D&D campaign, not the backyard.
Okay, then
There's no time. We have 3 minutes. That's not 10 minutes.
all right, 3 minutes of D&D.
No, Jesus.
Bro, just run it. I can't.
I'm
mean,
sorry, Spencer.
I don't normally cow to hecklers, but if there's ever been a situation where a bro needed to just run it, I mean, talk about a voice of reason.
No, okay. But like, remember earlier when you're like, we don't have any time?
Yeah.
Like that concern is now valid. Like back then it was less valid. It wasn't invalid.
What
Well,
about
I
this,
don't-
Spencer? What if you laid down the intro to like where we were at?
You decided to become potato farmers. That was already said.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the whole thing.
So tell us. I mean, like it's been a while that we're working on the potato farm, right?
No,
Or
you
no?
decided to become potato
Oh,
farmers.
okay. Yeah. So we don't control what happened. Tell us what happened.
What?
Just run it, bro. They're willing to stay for another 8 minutes.
Yeah. I really.
Hey, Chad and
You're Chad.
I'm Chad. Carlos and
Doing that with Goldblum too.
what's your
Goldblum kept calling.
I forgot his name.
I don't.
What's your
Carlos.
Name? No, you're Carlos. You're. Oh yeah, Diary Jr. Hey, Carlos, DJ, got some bad news for you. We got a low potato yield.
Fuck.
It looks like we're gonna have to go out and kill some people to make some money because the potatoes are not gonna bring in what we thought we are gonna make.
Well, you say that every harvest.
Well, we're bad at potato harvesting.
Yeah, but we were worse at killing people, and it's a worse thing to do.
I think we are better. I mean, we look around and count your potatoes.
I like to think it's quality over quantity. They were pretty damn good potatoes.
They're good potatoes. You like the taste.
They were, yeah.
Look, I don't want
Do
this to...
you guys know how many potatoes it takes to kill an Irishman?
0?
None.
What's an Irishman?
Yeah.
Do you know what kind of meat a priest is allowed to eat on Fridays?
Fish?
None. It's an old from the old. You take that,
Okay.
Catholics. Is Friday a thing with them? I
Look.
don't even know.
I as much as I like the lifestyle of being a gentleman farmer, I kind of miss the days of traveling and being on quests.
You never became farmers.
well, it'd be nice to know that a while ago.
I said you decided to become farmers.
Yeah, so we fucking did.
No, that's
Oh.
not what deciding means.
Okay. well,
Okay,
then run it, bro.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That makes a lot of sense. The reason why we never grew any potatoes is that we never seeded or harvested any actual potatoes.
Come on, you can't. You don't.
What?
You don't. You're not like our monkey. I get that. But like, if you don't want to do it, then like we're. Do you want to tell us what happened instead of us becoming farmers? Because
you decided to become farmers,
right, we decided,
and then we ended, and then that was it.
Okay.
So like,
you're saying like you're not allowed to like advance time and assume that you need to roll for several seasons of potato farming or. All right, okay, all right.
we could talk all about all of that.
He's like, we're not going to let time have passed between seasons. Like we're starting where we left off.
I feel like we've.
I thought you wanted to become potato. I thought that's what you wanted to be doing. I didn't know that's what you not doing.
I say to DJ and to Carlos, I don't want to be a potato farmer. I want to.
But you've been one for 3 years now.
Yes.
No.
I mean, I don't.
I want to go work for the Church of the Silver Flame.
Oh, well, you haven't had enough of that?
We didn't get it right. Let's for the first time in our lives go do something that matters.
Like what?
I prayed. Spencer? What's the god of the Silver Flame? Is there a name?
The Silver Flame.
I get on one knee. Because they don't like it when you're on both knees. I say, Silver Flame, guide us. Let us redeem ourselves. Send us a mission. Send us a cause to go defend you for.
All right. A potato falls in your lap.
You have a lap when you kneel?
I mean, it was
On the one leg.
I was on one knee, so there was a half lap. But
yeah.
it still
You're
landed.
fucked up.
Jesus Christ.
Weird.
I found a magic potato. I opened up the magic potato to see if there's anything inside the magic potato.
No, it's just broken in half now.
Damn, dude, you're good at opening those potatoes.
I get down on my other knee and I say, Silver Flame, if that truly was you, send me another message.
What in the...
I just say that.
I don't need another sign. That's more than you should be able to ask for. I was right.
I guess nothing happened, so I guess that we're just potato farmers now.
Well, we decided we were going to be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we were.
Can I invite my friend Jeff Goldblum over? No, I'm kidding.
I didn't mean to make that sound. That implied that the answer is no, but that's,
No,
I'm like, look, the truth is you guys don't have to come with me. Like, it's not like,
We're not potato farmers. We're warriors. We're spiritual warriors.
We've done nothing but fail. We never remember what we're
But
doing.
why do you wake up at 8 a.m. every morning and lift and pump iron if you're not, that's not potato prepping, you know? You're getting ready for something.
You're not a potato prepper.
That's me trying to live past 47. Because I
Jeez.
like milkshakes and Philly cheesesteaks. And my fiance, who's 12 years younger than me, and a woman, which means she has 24 more years on average to live than me. I don't want to like die going like, oh man. Don't break the fourth wall.
Hey,
This character doesn't work out.
Can I give you guys a easy pitch? Let's stop potato farming. That's not what we're meant to do.
You're at your pit.
What?
What?
You're acting like you're subversive now. We haven't even started potato farming, and you're like, what if we? It's the one thing we haven't tried. Look, what were you gonna say?
You guys pick a direction, and then I'm like, okay, great. And then the next episode happens, and you go the opposite direction. So, like, the last time you're like, what if we were potato farmers? And I was like, okay.
Right.
And now you're like, all you're doing is like, we can't be potato farmers.
Not me. I'm not doing that.
No, I know, but it's just like, if the only thing you know is that you don't want to do the thing there is.
That's not the only thing that I know, though.
Right.
So I'm stopping you there. But
This is the royal you.
All right, right. If the only thing one does is nothing, then nothing gets done. Yeah, I get that,
Right.
which is why I wanted to become a potato farmer, because I was like, that's a thing I can remember through a blackout drunk to the next episode, because I felt like you perceive me or us or the royal we as like disrespecting the game. I'm always like the impetus behind me the potato farming thing was honestly like as usual, which I've done it before, where I'm just kind of like. We're like shitting all over this thing that Spencer preps for. Like we never know what we're doing, and we always end up like burning people's houses down, and it's like not like we don't know what we're doing. We're always like, oh, what's your name?
Why don't
and like, the person's like, my name's Todd. You've known me for 11 years, and we're like, yeah, but I thought you were Todd. And we're like, no, the elephant's Todd, and then he's like excited about horses, and then we're just like we just kill people, and then we don't know. And I just say like I dream of like I'm like, oh well, maybe if we reset. And we're just like we make it simple like Willow, and we just go plow a field, and then we can just fucking really carefully, like if an adventure comes along, we can like be like, okay, like we can't fuck this up, and we'll just be like, let's baby step this, and like let's take it seriously and not fuck it up. It's just it's my desire to do well.
No, I get all that. It's just again, it's that now you're not doing that. And that's all you're spending time doing.
I thought I was trying to get us out of potato farming and just try to like trigger like that we were going to go on a new quest.
I think you should let me potato farm, because it seems like a thing that needs to happen to you because you don't want it to happen.
Okay, I use my skill of wild empathy. That makes me befriend animals. I befriend animals. And can I conjure an animal, or does that animal already have to be there?
Well, that would be like a separate spell.
It's been good adventuring with you boys.
All right.
Like,
look, I'm bored. I don't want to be a potato farmer.
I know.
If that's your gang, I can dig it. Like
I didn't mean to pitch it like it's something I think we should all do. I feel bad. I feel like a bad person. I feel bad at what I do. I feel like I don't know how to do it right. And I want to experience the thing that normal people experience, which is like, oh shit, I'm mad about this, so I want to do it. I know exactly what I want to do. And I just like, I get orders from the church, and then I'm like reacting to a backstory, and I forget these details, and it's just a tangled mess. I just always feel like I'm a fucking guest at some party thrown by a stranger. The stranger is me. We worship a flame, and it's not even the color of regular flame. I haven't lost my faith in our God. Just lost my faith in myself.
Well, why don't you talk it out, like maybe like in a rhythmic way?
I think you're suggesting that I invent singing, and I'm right.
So you can invent rapping. You can sing it. Do it Stevie Nicks style, because she just got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Or you can toast it like Ranking Roger.
I don't want to know what a waterfall does. Waterfalls do fine. I don't need to know why the leaves go down. Just something that leaves decide. 'Cause when the planet goes round and round, the people feel safe and sound, but the devils in the hollow earth help the Jews plan 9/11. They were warned out of the buildings. You can Google it.
Cliffhanger! Thank you for coming to Harmontown, everybody. Steve Levy.
Well, there's more to that song, and it actually turns out
I'm your comptroller, Jeff Davis. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for Zach up there laying down the jams. Your game master who didn't get to game master anything is Spencer Crittenden. How about your mayor, Dan Harmon, everybody? Thank you so much for coming. We love you. We duly appreciate you coming down. Drive fast and take chances.
Did you get any of that?
It's a good show.